Evening, everybody. Look, room's full.
Room's full already. I mean, you don't have to wait for me to turn up. That's cool. Yeah, I'm a little bit later than normal this evening because it's been a bit of a mad rush round and a panic. Hey, guys.
Right, I'll just say, I'll do the hellos quickly.
Yeah.
We've got hello, Kiwi, John, BJ, Kitten Killer, Hang Tough, where else we got? Timmy Bobbington. That's it, yeah. So let's say hello to everybody. Guess what I'm drinking? Chrissy's cider.
So Sticks said, yeah. I'll bring you a cider, Mick, because you like cider.
So hence we got, they ain't drunk that much.
Yeah, 25 litres of cider, homemade cider. Hell yeah, brother. Woo.
Oh, that is damn good.
Yeah, that is good. I don't know. Yeah.
Don't forget your warning.
Yes, the warning. The warning. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Hampshire Outdoors and Survival. I've drunk too much already. Yeah, this channel, this chat tonight, there will be no gratuitous violence. There will be no nasty comments, racism, sexism, or any other kind of ism. However, this is a chat, and it is adults chatting about adult subjects to do with anything they like. Occasionally it may be a bit adult. We may use words, terms, or definitions that may be considered
evening sticks
adult. You may need to stick your fingers in your children's ear or do some explaining, and for that we can only apologise. You have been warned. Chris.
Yes, it's gone down a bit, Chris.
I've been quite happily lubricating, slightly Sticks.
Nist as a poot.
It's found its place of origin in the pub, mate.
Oh, well, I'm safe. The bedroom's only a few steps that way, so...
Hey. So, Sticks. And guys, welcome to the pub. And the cider keg is in. And tonight we are doing Sticks' world famous Vimto cider. Awesome. Yeah.
Rather tasty.
Right, first of all, I would like to say some thank yous and wish some people some well. So some very good friends of ours weren't able to make it to the camp. And Lee, I hope you're feeling better, mate, and I hope you get better soon.
You're not having my cider.
We did miss you, but there's going to be next time because there is going to be another camp. All right. Timmy, likewise, mate. Get better soon. Look forward to seeing you at that one. Kiwi, thank you for your support, brother. Thank you very, very much. It is really appreciated. And yeah, next one. But Jason, thanks for the food. That was absolutely awesome. We all enjoyed that. That was brilliant. Went above and beyond. Sticks, Yarps, Rob, Ray, Martin. Guys, thanks for coming, showing your support, and having a good time. Tim, Gareth, guys, big up to you. Tim, who would not stay away, kept coming back and regaling us with bits and pieces. Absolutely brilliant. And again, they are part of the 4x4s team, and their support was fantastic. And they even lent us a Jeep for the weekend, just in case anybody had a bit of trouble getting around or needed a bit of transport to get around the site. So again, to them, thanks.
Will do, Katrina.
Much love. Well, the camp itself. How can I do the camp in 30 seconds? Well, we arrived. We had fun. We all went home. It was pretty much it. The camp itself is what you'd expect from a wild camp. It was lots of hammocks.
Stew and dumplings and crusty bread.
Lots of hammocks. Lots of chilled chats around campfire. Lots of people just relaxed and enjoying themselves. And it actually, Kaz noticed it when I got home, although I was extremely tired. And that was nobody's fault, other than the fact that obviously I'm responsible for the woods, so I'm like constantly one eye open all night long. And bear in mind, on the first night, there was a conversation on the first night, which sort of went like this. Must be about 12:30 by now. Bugger me, it's 2:30. We better hit the sack then. Right.
That's probably not a good word to say when you're camping out, been in the woods.
True. Apologise for that one, guys. None of that happened.
I said, wait, got to midnight for it. Oh, okay. I'm not on a text. Yeah. Okay.
So 2:30 we hit the sack. Sticks is a human robot. That man can go days on pretty much 1 minute's sleep, I'm sure of it. Because he just literally, there we are. Again, 5 in the morning, 2:30, 5 o'clock. Open one eye to check fire. And there's a stick stood there. I'm not going to talk about how Sticks was standing there, preparing himself for the day. Must be some sort of Eastern or strange religion that I've never come across before. But the star
Praise
jumping,
the god of camping. Yeah.
Star jumping naked towards the rising sun he was. which of course made me shut my eye again and blush in shame and embarrassment. No, at that point, I got up. We had coffee, Yachts got up, and we all cracked through the day, and we pretty much had a great time there. We were just exploring techniques, chatting, having a laugh. It was brilliant. Then, as the other guys all arrived, it just grew and grew from that. The next night, oh mate, talk about a chill night around a campfire. Had Kaz there, Willow there, Tim from Surrey 4x4s comes down.
Evening, mate.
Everybody just sat back and that was an evening. And I took probably a 10-minute period to actually just sit back like that and look.
I took the camera down. I took a load of pictures of the camp and all that. It was,
And I will say, without we should sound arrogant, I was proud. I see people enjoying themselves and relaxing off of something we've created. So, it's going to happen again. There's going to be
Evening,
more
Lisa.
of that. So,
poor Lee couldn't even get his refund back. He's saying,
"Oh no, mate. Oh, sorry, Lee. It's a systems nightmare, isn't it? So that will happen again. And so,
evening, Tommy.
I'm now going to shut the mouth up a little bit because obviously I've been swigging cider, and I'm going to go back to reading some of the comments.
Look, Mac, what they're forcing me to drink.
Yeah, forcing her.
Yeah.
It's all right, Mac. I've got the fire extinguisher ready.
Not again.
Right. Right. Comments time, Mick. I shall
Hey
hand
up,
you
Benny.
Kaz.
Well, thank you, Tommy. I've yet to open my gin. Tonight I am Sticks made. You see that's it behind me, the Tommy. That's homemade cider that Sticks made. It's rather nice.
Derek, the diesel hooch, yeah. Oh, that's some stuff, mate. Yeah, it definitely is. BJ, hiya, mate. Kiwi.
Yeah, Mac, it's that dangerous taste. Doesn't taste alcoholic, but
Killer went to a whiskey festival. Ooh, happy day.
Good evening, Martin.
John Kennedy, if I get and do that.
I'm sad I missed you last night, but I was getting a bit cool, so I had to go back with the pup.
BJ. I'll catch it up. Nearly there, guys. I've got to read slowly. I've been drinking.
Benny, and you got Martin's just come in.
Then comments. Go, John. On Timmy and Kaz. Timmy, mate. Next time, brother, we'll have you up there. That'd be great. Katrina. Yes, Willow. You're a lovely dog. Thank you very much.
He's after my bloody cider.
I know. Sticks. Even the dog likes your cider.
Yeah, a bit too bloody much.
Yeah. Katrina, hi, sweetheart. BJ, hello, mate. Yeah, done the warning.
Can you just Stealth? You and that unlucky axe.
Stealth watch action. I'm going to get Stealth out one of these. I know you've seen them. They're like the kids double-edged or double-headed foam axes for LARPing and reenactment and that sort. I'm going to give him get him one of them to practice with, so that he can perfect his swing.
There you go. Your mates are on. Yeah, look. Yeah, Sticks is in there. You're not bouncing all over him. And Kiwi. Yarps. He was knackered, this one. Got him back last night. All he did was sleep.
Go. Nearly there, guys. Nearly there. Yeah, Sticks, not a problem, mate. It was a pleasure to have you there. Looking forward to the next one. Oh, I do apologise. I know that this is a bit of a blank, but I'm going slow.
Already done the stream morning, Timmy.
Yeah. Right, okay. I'm going to whiz to the bottom. So, look, I apologise. Literally, the comments today, I'm having a job keeping up with. If I've missed your comment, you've got a question, fire it in. Kaz will pick up on it.
Look at this fantastic artwork.
Yes. Right. My number one fan, and I must say this, I have a number one fan. Right. And she is fantastic. Her artwork is here. It's been sent to me. I know it was actually handed to me, presented to me, and yeah, to Stix's daughter, Sky. Thank you, sweetheart. You don't know how much that means to me. How much that made an old man smile and brought a tear to his eye. Okay, because yeah. I can't say, it just got me right there. So thank you, sweetheart. They will be up there for a day or two, and then I'm actually going to put together myself a little memories book. Okay, and that memories book I'm going to build a memories book on my life. Somebody advised me, said, old pictures and bits and pieces from your life, put them together in a memories book, because one day you may struggle to remember.
That's from Stix's daughter.
Yeah. Or your family might want to remember. So that's going to go in there, and I will keep that forever, because, yeah, awesome, wasn't it?
Yeah.
You're getting choked again.
Yeah.
this old man's not, no emotion. It's, see that 1,000-yard stare, gentlemen? I face the enemy down on no fear.
Oh, excellent. Hi, Kiwi's missus and my...
Yeah, I have no fear at all. I'm just made of stern stuff. Little cute blonde giving me pictures. Oh, I nearly broke. So, yeah, I can't say I was so thrilled with the camp. I was so thrilled with the support for and guys that couldn't make it. The wishes, the comments, the messages. Thank you, and we will be doing it again. There will be a video up this week, and I apologise now. There was rather a lot of very strong cider drunk. So actually, a couple of times I may have gone a little bit off script. There may be a few strange voices and stuff like that.
This guy's watching. He says, "Oh, thank you."
No, I made me well up.
They're fantastic, Sky. They're lovely.
Yeah. Chris, give her a big hug from me. Right? And yeah, she's got a fan down here. Yeah, simple as. Anyhow, what was I? Yeah. So this week's video might have some strange voices and utterances in it. May have a bit of silliness in it, as well as a bit from around the camp, because Sticks made me drink it. He put an arm up behind my back on this. Yeah. He did. He like that. He said, "You will guzzle it." And it was his fault. I blamed him entirely. It was the big boy made me do it.
And Jason made a fantastic stew. There's lovely crusty bread with it. Oh.
Yeah, and Jason's stew. Okay, so Jace originally was going to join us.
Good evening, Yarps. Thank you so much for Willow's treats and my treats.
Jace was going to join us at camp a lot. One or two of you might know what Jace does for a living, or who he works for. And unfortunately,
Hello, Ali.
He's in a role where sometimes he gets a phone call, he's got to go. It's as simple as that. And although he was a fair way away, he made the effort to still provide the stew. I wasn't expecting it. I thought, no, he's not. He's away doing what he's got to do. He's not going to be able to make it. That's cool. We can manage. If the worst comes to the worst, I'm diving down the chippy. But no, Jason turned up, and everything was done, laid on, and he literally came in from a long day, did the food, did what he had to do, and then went. And
yeah, I'm on the cider, and you can see how it's gone down a bit.
Yeah, you've got a big smile. Yeah, so it was, and it went so well. Yeah, what can I'm gonna have to get off the subject because otherwise I'll just ramble about it all night, and it will make some people jealous. And the other thing is,
but now you've done it, you've had a chance to show your the different stoves he's got, and
it made me more confident about what I'm doing as well, because I was able to sit down. It's one thing announcing to the world on YouTube what you can do and all the rest of it. It's when you're meeting guys and you're getting that feedback, and the nice thing was those guys are meeting other guys that you'd ever see in the comments, and they support those channels as well. And it's nice to be able to come together in a place and have a laugh. And I know the Bushcraft show was the week before, and I will be honest with you, although I would love to go to the Bushcraft show, I'm not good with big crowds. I'm not good with big gatherings. It sets me off a little bit, okay? But in this sort of thing, it works. It was a small enough social group to just come and chillax, and that was the answer.
Good evening, Rooksfoot.
I am exhausted.
Yeah, yachts, the car.
Yeah, the car. Got me home. So basically, to let you guys know what we did, I live 11 miles from the woods, and the plan was quite simple: to get everybody set up there, get it all organised, and then at one point I would dive out yesterday, come home, pick Kaz, Willow up, take them up to the woods. The guys that have been up there have seen what it's like getting in, so it really is a 4x4 to get down there. Get Kaz down there, have a fantastic day, evening and that, and as the evening draws in, temperature starts cutting down. I was then going to bring her and Willow home and come back to the woods. Okay. Also, doing like a milk run or anything like that we needed at the same time. However, on the return journey, my steering started doing that, and I thought, hello, I've either got a puncture or something's out of alignment.
She wanted to go to the ditch, didn't she? And she wanted to go.
And then I went to do quite a tight corner on a very rural road, so I was only going to 20 miles an hour, and the steering literally went blown a power steering hose. Okay, so power steering fluid everywhere. The pump obviously is going to run dry, so you can only go very, very short distances like that, or you're going to spend a fortune replacing the pump, which will then shred the belt, and the belt shredded, everything else is not working. So I managed to limp it into the woods, got underneath, had a look, looked at the fluid, thought, well, is it a case that it's just got low? Well, I'm normally pretty hot. I'm good at my first checks every morning, and I would have thought I'd have picked it up. I thought, no, maybe not. Topped it up with a bit of power steering. Phoned Gareth, guy that runs the woods. Mate, you got any ATF? He came from home. Nice, he dropped what he was doing in the evening with his family, drove up with the ATF, with a bottle of ATF, gave it to me. We topped it up, run it left, right, bottle's empty, or dropped drastically. I was like, no power steering. I've got to get this thing home. But what I've also got to do is get Kaz home. And if I take Kaz home in this and it dies, I can't get back to the woods with the guys. At which point, it's Jace's chef.
But Ray offered as well.
Ray offered as well, Jace. We'll get Kaz and Willow home. Not a problem. Which was brilliant. What a community. Guys, when the poo hits the fan, you know how community works. When that piece of poo has hit that fan and spraying up the wall.
Just going out of the campsite, and I suddenly went, I've left my house keys in the glove box of the car. So we had to turn round and go back, and Jason couldn't find his keys, could he either? So we had a key for...
It was a comedy of errors, that bit, wasn't it? So Kaz when I got home safe. I carried on with the night up at the site, minus milk for coffee and that in the morning. Do apologise, guys, that won't happen next time.
Well,
We'll take a
invisible
chiller.
camper.
And then in the morning, I just went, you know what, it'll be what it'll be. Worst comes to worst, so I'll get it onto the road, phone the RAC, get it recovered. Just means sitting with it for however long they're going to take to get there.
Good evening, Ray.
Well,
Nice to see you online.
Hi, Ray. Right, everybody, sub to Roaming Ray. Go and have a look at him. Give him some support. He's just starting out. Right, Roaming Ray, absolutely brilliant. Right, and he has an awesome Land Rover to the point he may be encouraging me to
Mac will
get rid of the CRV and go back to the Rover. Because an earlier Rover though, something I can actually spanner on.
It's probably going to be later on this week, Benny, because he's got. I took a load of photographs with my camera as well.
Yeah, it will be later this week.
Rooksford asked about I think the Landy fire pit. They had that an engineering work done.
We always get asked about this. The Landy fire pit. Basically, that comes down to Gareth early on in the business, because he's a big Land Rover fan. He's got several rather nice Land Rovers himself. He had somebody up there, and the guy was a metal fabricator, and he did their day and all the rest of it, did their tour and gave them a great time. And the guy went away, come back a week later with that and went, I've knocked this up for you. And he's done all their logo in it.
It's got a little
made it look like a Land Rover.
Bolts on it to screw the sides.
Yeah. So he made it to him. So I believe there are companies out there that make these in Land Rover shapes. This one very much bespoke, and it's a bit bigger than you'd find normally. Yeah. But absolutely awesome bit of kit. We've had it up there for years, and we just use it. It's brilliant. So now, to end the story, so this morning we get up, we're all packing down and all the rest of it, getting organised. Guys are DDing off site and heading for home with much love. Martin, I'm sorry I didn't get up to see you when you left, mate. Big hugs, me and you. Yeah, as we said last night, we will get together. Definitely, we will go tour our old haunts, maybe terrorise Guildford for one last time. Yes. So I can hear the song "Boys Are Back in Town" running through my head as I did that. No, and then Gareth turned up and he went, "Oh, by the way, Nick, there you go." And he big bottle at ATF. He said you might be able to keep topping up and get yourself home rather than damage your car. So yeah, Gareth, cheers. I did make it home, and it was literally drive about 4 miles, over stop. As soon as it started to stiffen up, over stop, top it up, on, start stiffening up, and it was like, bounced me home. But I got home safe.
Unfortunately, on Friday, our eldest son, his car got written off, didn't it? His BMW Tourer. Yeah. He's had it. It had worked on it for the last 2 months. He only had it back 2 weeks. And he had it parked opposite his flat. And a lady had a medical issue. She was on dialysis and she hit his car, and now his car is probably dead. Yeah.
Dead, absolutely dead. Well, that's a subject for another day.
Yeah,
I'm angry on that. Right, so things that so life's a hobby, and Sticks will understand the giggles here. Right, I don't know what I dropped then. What did I drop?
Yeah, pretty bad, weren't they?
Yeah. So life's a hobby, Sticks. Yeah, you'll find this quite funny because Yacht's turned up. He goes, "Got your gift, mate." Okay. Bow drill kit. Now that's they will get it, and it's a reference to something that's coming up very soon.
Yeah.
And as we all know, the one method of fire making that I struggle with and could never do on camera.
Yes, it is actually. If you turn, no, you turn your head. Yes, it's a Pictish beast tattooed on the side of his head, Lisa.
Yeah.
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 You don't need to see it through his hair.
Yeah. And I'm covered in tattoos, but all my tattoos are based on Northern European, shall we say, shamanistic and ancient
Celtic, yeah.
Celtic, Pictic, and a little bit of Nordic systems of thought and history. Okay, I even have some Ogham script in places on my hand. So yeah, I'm very much traditionalist. The beast on my head is taken from one of the oldest Pictish carvings in Scotland, and yeah, it's just my way of honouring my ancestry.
Even
really,
dirty faces.
you know, I look at it and it means something to me. I can't tell you what it means, but when I see the image, it meant something deep down, primal, something way back when. Appreciated it.
Yeah,
So,
I've got a fairy, a unicorn, butterfly, and Stonehenge, and hares, and yeah, Earth goddess and etc.
yeah, so yeah, life has its ups and downs, doesn't it? So I will be doing bow drill fight using the bow drill kit to see if that perfects my method. So better. Yeah, and again, yeah, yops. Cheers, mate. And it's not hexamine. Can't be hexamine because it says eco-friendly fuel.
Good.
So again, that's going to give me something to research. We're going to be looking into
Are they
this.
milking squirrels?
Yeah, we're going to be seeing what I can find as an alternative to hexamine for you guys. And
Oh, hey,
jute webbing.
oh.
Scrim, basically. Now, scrim.
Is that one you had to add the leaves and all that for
Yeah.
sniping stuff? Yeah.
It's a scrim when you're putting together your ghillie suit. You'll use this.
You make very aerated underpants out of that.
But because it's jute, because it's natural fibre, I'm also going to have a go at maybe a fire lighting system using that as well. So yeah, Yops, thank you very, very much.
Yes, it is. The beast of the maiden stone.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh,
the invisible camper recognised it.
Yeah, knew you'd understand, my friend. Yeah, see, it's one of those awkward ones. You know about the Maiden Stone and the legends, the history, and so on. And it's a difficult thing to explain because some people are like, well, you're from, you couldn't get much further southwest than you. Why do you think you've got a link to that? Well, I think I do. I come from a people that have lived in this nation for thousands of years, and we were all interlinked once. So
I did a video on the Maiden Stone, his other channel.
Yeah, it's and it was an image. I've seen much Pictic work, but it was one of those images. The very first time I ever saw it, I was stunned by it. And I can't say why it means something to me. And you'll understand that the beast symbol or the beast carving, to a lot of people, I get a lot of people, they're like, what the hell's that on your head? Is that a dolphin? What the hell is it? And all I can say to them, it comes from an ancient Pictish work of art. And then they want it explained. And I go, you can't. You can't. It's just the nearest we can find to it, there's references to beast. I said, and it's not a beast. It's, to me, it feels like it's an honouring of nature, the animal kingdom, and so on, and that's why I wear it.
Yeah, John, we were totally shocked by that. You know, that thing about the hexy stuff.
Yeah,
they kept that bloody quiet.
They kept that bloody quiet.
You still buy it on eBay, all the flipping camping shops, all the survival places.
My concern with that is it only. I honestly think that they passed this law, but in actual fact, 99% of people that use hexamine, that use it for camping, that buy it, use it, really don't have anything to worry about.
We didn't know why it's been banned.
It was
dangerous.
It was found to be combined with an improvised explosive device that was used somewhere. So under the Prevention of Terrorism Act, it basically got.
Which is stupid because
it's always been a class B chemical, i.e. chemical of risk because it's flammable. But those sort of chemicals we have every day and use every day without an issue, because it was found to be combined with an explosive, it got banned. Okay, as simple as
You can go under his kitchen sink and find all sorts of stuff that
yeah,
would make an
I agree,
explosive.
and I think it was a case of, it wasn't a case that they turned around and went, right, we're attacking hexamine. I think what it was a case of is they took the chemicals that have been regularly used in improvised devices and went, right, we need to control these to try and reduce the ability. And unfortunately, hexamine got blasted in there. Don't ask me where I got that from. Can't really tell you. The guy was really good about it and helped me to understand the thought process. Total
Evening,
pain
Gary.
in the arse, even he admits it.
It's Gary, it's his fault.
Yeah. But for the average person,
well, it's not his fault.
For the average person that's got hexamine for camping in tablet form and all the rest of it, you really don't have too much to worry about, because your average police officer, your average Joe Blogs in the street, has no idea what hexamine is, has no idea what hexamine is used for. So unless you actually turn around to somebody and go, I've got hexamine and it's actually an explosive dose and it's illegal to own, you've got pretty much nothing
Gary
to worry
said
about.
he's got 4 packs to use up now.
Yeah. So I wouldn't panic about using it. Just be sensible about the use of it. Be cautious about using it. Don't dump it, for goodness sake. And at the end of the day, I personally, and although they say ignorance is no defence in the eyes of the law, I would say, and use as a defence, well, if you don't bloody tell me that you've now reclassified something and I can readily buy it in the shops and it's something that people put into store for emergencies, how the bloody hell am I supposed to know? Right? The difference is, for people like me, Sticks, and the other YouTubers.
Well, this is where not going to film using it.
I'm not. I've been mine purely simply because if I do a video and that video is seen by 60,000 people, and somebody who knows it's illegal decides I don't like him, makes a phone call, I get raided.
Yeah, sorry, Gary. At the moment, this is Sticks' homemade cider.
You know, if somebody says I'll bring around a bottle, okay? If Sticks ever contacts any of you and says I'm coming to the party and I'm bringing a bottle, clear a large space, okay? It's wonderful stuff. It is absolutely
very
glorious.
Nice.
But you're going to need a big space, because Sticks' idea of bringing a bottle is pretty damn extreme. Yeah, so again, I wouldn't.
Can you fill mine up?
Yeah. I just pour one for the lady.
Thank you. I'll have a pint, please, not a half.
A pint.
Some of the places you go, they won't serve ladies' halves. Pints, sorry.
There we go, my dear.
Thank you very much.
Enjoy.
Oh, definitely better than Vaz Wax.
Mate, it's genius. Absolutely
And
genius.
my glass was empty, but it's not now.
No. I'm on. I think I'm on my second or third one.
Yeah.
So I've got to go easy now.
Yeah, I've got to slow up because
I'll be falling over, because it's fairly potent. Fairly potent. You might notice the sort of ruddy cheeks and the I've got the smile.
Yeah, the silly grin's going to come on. I mean, I can feel my face going.
Sticks, I'm glad. Thanks for sending me the message. Let me know you got home all right and that. And yeah, did Sky enjoy the Jimmy bars? What did she reckon?
I love
to them?
the mint ones.
Yeah.
Mind you, don't mind the normal cooking cream either.
Yeah, it will get me later. Yeah, man, no, just a couple of times. 2 mornings, or 2 evenings I was drinking. 2 mornings I was waking up. 2 mornings I was going, ooh, it's a little man in my head with a big hammer.
That's right. We'll sort of rein back on it a bit and drink it slower.
The thing is, the plan is, this is my plan. Tomorrow, 2 o'clock, I've got to go see a medical professional. Nothing serious. Don't panic. Don't worry. Right? Somebody's going to see.
Like them?
Somebody's going to see if I've got cuckoo in my head. But tomorrow morning is a lay-in. Take it steady. Bit of admin around here. Tuesday, it's going to be sort the car out or see what the car needs, get it ordered so that I can get it sorted. And into editing on Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday out to see if I can crack another video. And yeah, that's pretty much the way.
Chris, I'll send you a link for where I got those from. Do you like the trail mix? Yeah, they ended up eating all 3 of the Jimmy bars. I didn't like them.
Yeah, they're yeah, you're right. You're all 3. You didn't sleep on the way back then. Yeah, the Jimmy bars, great things. And the trail mix, that trail mix is absolutely wonderful because it's not got peanuts in it. Hey, and I don't like unroasted peanuts. No. For me, peanuts have got to be roasted, salted. That's the way I want the peanuts. But
you're right, Kitten Kidder. That is why it's called a pint of laughing apples.
Yeah, it's definitely a pint of giggle juice. And hence I must apologise now. Like I say, when I put this video up, please remember that a couple of bits in this video, I may have been either recovering from a slight form of toxicity caused by alcohol, or may have been in the throes of being slightly merry. It
is a pub, isn't it?
Yeah. It didn't get absolutely curd, but blattered.
Yes.
Bladdered. Otherwise known as the wonky pirate staggering home.
You were quite lucky with the weather.
It was right. Weather-wise, it was dry.
Wasn't it?
Dry. It hammered down the night before. It was cool. Well, cool. I think at one point somebody actually turned to me and went, "Hell, that wind is bitter."
And poor Ray, everywhere he moved, the smoke followed him, didn't it?
Yeah, that's a point. Anybody that invites or is having a barbecue, having a burn up, having a fire, invite Ray, because this guy attracts smoke. He's like a smoke magnet. He defied all the normal rules that I applied to trying to get it away from people. And it literally, as he moved, it followed him. And even when he got further away, and I'm talking 8-9 feet away.
He was sitting next to me, and he was getting it, and I was sitting right next to him.
So, I don't know which one of the fire gods' rays ever offended him, but they're definitely getting their own back. Right, the logs. Cheers, mate. That was appreciated.
Well, Sticks, get yourself an army blanket. He said about he's going to definitely get himself an underquilt. Yeah,
definitely. What else was there what did we learn? Oh, right, we did an experiment. We did an experiment which didn't film, should have done. So we did the mossy oak saw, the Laplander, and the silky big boy. And strangely enough, and you wouldn't believe this, strangely enough, they were all beaten by Jason's saw.
Was that the one he made himself?
No, it's 2-stroke.
Oh, he's got chainsaw, yeah. Angry beaver underquilt.
There was lots of angry beavers in the woods.
Yeah, Ray was saying you should get an angry beaver underquilt. I recommend it.
Yeah, definitely.
I took some pictures, didn't I?
Yeah. Yeah, Sticks filmed nothing. Sticks actually, and I don't blame him, he got up there and I said, "You won't film if you want," and he went, "Nah, I'm actually," and I think for him, it was literally like, "Do you know what, I'm just having the time out, chilling, relaxing, and enjoying myself."
Yeah, well, I was being his usual self. He wasn't going near Sticks to start off with, would he? But Ray gave him a bag of treats, so he was, Yarch gave him a bag of treats, so he was all over him, and he was fussing Ray.
Yeah.
And then he got over it, didn't he, Sticks? And Sticks was training him.
Yeah, it's quite funny to watch that dog. He's one of those dogs, you know, when you're training a dog, and he is treat orientated. Okay, so you're like, yeah, it's easy to train. But when you sit back and watch, you can always see the dog going, "Nearly got him there. He's getting there. He's learning this guy going, I'll sit down. You give me a treat." Yeah. So like, who's training who?
You did say he did you? Normally there's deer that run through those woods.
Yeah. And they got a fox. So we've got Timmy's got a fox up there called Limpy, who was hammered by a car on the road that runs along the side of the woods. And basically, they were able to supply him with a bit of food and that for several weeks whilst he was getting back on his feet, and he still hangs around the woods. We had a little bit of a chat from him up there in the distance.
Did you have any owls last night?
We had an owl the first night.
Yeah.
I don't remember hearing an owl last night.
He's probably telling you lot to go to bed.
We had a tree creeper. What else do we have? Like the pigeons. We've got the buzzards. Tim from the site was saying the buzzards are nesting again. We've got 2 pairs of buzzards that nest every year, one each end of the woods. Sticks had a great morning this morning exploring the pine section, which I don't use, and I was able to show him why I don't use it. Which again,
he'd probably kick you out of the hammock, to be honest with you.
And he thoroughly enjoyed that. He was having a great time exploring spruces. They've got 3 redwood trees up there, so he was.
And Yarps had a lovely view of all the rhododendrons, all the pretty purple flowers.
Pretty purple flowers, yeah. And the howler monkeys went off a couple of times as well.
Did they?
Yeah. There was a couple of howler monkeys calling in the woods and the jungle. It was quite interesting.
Took 2 hours to get home. Why is that, Kiwi?
Motorways. So
We got back. I got back, and Willow just crashed, and that was it. He was worn out.
Yeah.
It's a nice area.
It's a nice, and as you saw, it's not a particularly big woods, and it's not. If you're hammock camping, you can pretty much go anywhere in the woods. Not a problem at all. The trees are really well spaced for hammocks. You can probably get 50 people in hammocks up there, but again, it's still quite a small woods, so it works. If you're ground camping, finding spaces is a little bit more restrictive because it is on the side of a hill, but it's got little ledges and plateaus as you come down, and it's primarily sandstone. It's sandstone and sand base. It's green sand all the way through that section of the hill, and it's been overlaid by hundreds and hundreds of years of beech, pine, oak sitting on it, and the peat in places is probably sort of 1.5 feet deep. So again, that's why I'm also very twitchy up there about fire, because I know how deep that peat is. We've dug it out in places.
Like the fire pit is actually on metal, isn't it?
Well, the whole area for the fire pit basically was dug out. It's hard packed soil. Poor old Sticks on the first day went, I'm gonna stick my stick in the ground here, and couldn't get it in the ground because we've actually hard packed soil around that area. We dug the peat out, hard packed soil so it goes down to the sand. Then built the fire pit in the centre on that, on sand, with a raised metal bed under the fire pit. So it's literally went, can't cut that wrist. So we were confident that there would be no issue. And again, even in the summer, it gets to the point sometimes where I go, I'm not using that purely and simply because of spark into this woods.
There's a lot of big houses and there's a golf course near. But one thing sticks with me, he said, next time, got to remember the crumpets. Yeah,
that was a good point. And it's like this morning, I sat there.
S'mores as well.
I sat there this morning and went, bacon. Should have really bought a cool box. You know, a little electric cool box. Should have brought that.
Yeah.
Should have brought some bacon, some sausage, maybe some eggs, maybe some mushrooms.
If you've got cooking bacon, you do that big
and
pan.
Just got the big pan and done that. But again,
it's
learning curve.
Yeah, it's the first one, isn't it? And
you know, and it's like I'm going to say, Jason, next time I'll speak to everybody that's coming and go like, you know, do we do something a bit medieval? Do we spit roast something? Do we
like a bit of crumpet?
Yeah, spit roast a crumpet. Oh dear, there's a term you don't want to hear in the pub late at night. It's maybe do something like that, or maybe some beer can chicken, maybe something like that. You know, and then people just tear it, or even just a barbecue. Just say to people if they wanted. The guys that came saw that over the fire pit got quite a large grill. Just bring what you want that way. I mean, I know Yachts did a steak for himself for breakfast.
Yeah, you weren't supposed to be talking about the spit roast. I'll remind him, Chris. Chris has said.
Sorry, mate. Slipped out.
Don't we all say
It slipped out. I'm really sorry.
Great one.
Oh yeah, won't go there. Yeah. So I was if I ever get my own woods, that's going to be a priority. Is I'm going to build myself a compost toilet.
Yeah, because we went to camp. Tim and Caroline went camping, didn't they? And they had the compostable toilets. So you step up and you throw sawdust on top of it afterwards.
It's a brilliant method. I know some people get a bit freaked by it, but again, I've seen it work all over the world and seen it work in environments really, really well because it actually cuts down on pollution.
Double decker. I know. You should have bought your military air defenders.
Yeah. Timmy, I've been looking into buying woods for the last 10 years, and especially in the south of England, initially I thought it ain't going to be too bad. And I found some, and I was like, well, you know what, that's doable. Problem is, when you actually go into like the Woodland Trust and that, and you're looking at woods, not all woods are woods. You suddenly start finding, yes, this has got a caveat that you can't camp in it, or it's got a caveat that
you have to go through someone else's land to get to your pocket of land.
Or it's got a caveat that you must allow access to the local parish for dog walking, and things like that. And so, in actual fact, but the getting of woodland is very difficult. And unfortunately, the ones that you want, which would be a private woodland with good access, with no public access, so that you can build something in there, leave it in there, and minimise the risk of damage, because there will always be somebody local that walks through because they've done it for 50 years and so on. But to find that, they then go at a premium, mate, a absolutely ridiculous premium. Yeah, I mean,
the compostable toilet. When we went, I didn't even notice they smell because you got the sawdust on it.
As long as people manage to maintain them correctly, and that comes down to, again, if it's something that gets used regularly, don't trust everybody. Well, it sounds like being rude. Don't mean it in an ignorant way. Don't trust everybody that uses it to do it properly. You've got to go there once, twice a day, and maybe shovel whether you're using ash, whether you're using peat, whether you're using wood chip, whether you're using sawdust. You've got to put your next layer on there, or it can get a little bit whiffy. What
nice.
happened in the camp stays in the camp.
But it was nice to meet everyone, to put some faces. I don't know, we know their faces because obviously we watch YouTube of them on it, but to actually meet them in person was it's nice.
Yeah, it's absolutely fantastic meeting the guys. And I've been to see some woodlands that were available. And again, as Invisible Camp was saying there, it's again you've got to look at the caveats of history, rights as well. Some people in some of these woodlands, they live in the area, have got rights there which you can't take away. And it's finding the right woodland. Not every woodland is suitable for the sort of thing we want to do.
John was saying that what size woodland would you want? Sending him past an 8-acre way south of BJ's area a couple of years ago was $32,000 now.
Yeah, I mean that's it. If you can, So the woodland we were in up there is 6 acres. Okay, so it's not massive at all.
Weird.
It's quite small. And I would say, in an ideal world, if you could get 10 would be good. if you could get 20, would be absolutely brilliant, and anything above that would be a roaring bonus, especially if you've got water. And I'm not talking about necessarily water you can use for drinking, but if you've got water, and this is where it comes in when you're doing like the wild camps and that. I said wild camps is the first one we've done, but I do my regular camping up there. I use the fire pit quite regularly, and it is down to things like, damn, I need to put this out before I leave. Water. And we've tried butts and things like that, water collection systems, but invariably it gets used up. And if you do like 5 drives in the wood in the winter, so you do 5 drives in the wood with the 4x4 tours, or do 5 of them, and they have 5 fires going all day long, and before they leave at the end of the day, they need to damp it down. The water butts soon run out. So in an ideal woodland, you would have some sort of stream that, bear in mind, it's illegal in the UK to dam, alter, damage, interfere with a stream.
Unless you find a source of water with dowsing rods on it.
If you had a stream and a large hole appeared to one side of it that wasn't actually connected to the stream, I think most of you know what I mean by gypsy well, and you literally gypsy weld that up, so the stream will keep running. But just over a few weeks, that would gypsy well up, but it would maintain itself, and that would then be a water source for your wildlife in the event that you have a drought period. It would increase some of the ground flora and fauna because you're bringing in a habitat that's more used to them. It will increase the mosquitoes, but at the end of the day, when you increase mosquitoes, you increase other creatures that like to munch on mosquitoes.
You can get more.
And it's a ready emergency water source in the event that you have an issue. You need to put something out.
If you've got water near you, that's when you tend to find the wild garlic growing, doesn't it?
And if you're really lucky in the right place and you've got the right water source and all the rest of it, on a scalding hot day, you can go and have a dip. Or if you've got a dog, they'll always enjoy it. So, that would be the thing. When I always say, the day I win the lottery, right, I am going to have to spend months exploring to find my perfect spot. But when I find it, oh yeah, baby, it's
I said because we were discussing the bush craft show, and we're discussing how it was quite expensive for all the things that you had to pay extras when you got in, and the ticket was quite expensive as well, wasn't it?
Yeah. Well, that's it. Not everybody's got that sort of money. Not everybody can afford it or justify it. And again, for people that have to travel a long distance to get there,
that might have been kids running along the outside the house.
Yeah,
because the kids are running down the alleyway just now. So that's might be what you heard.
Normally on most Sundays, I've got the windows here shut because again, we're in quite a cramped council estate, and the local kids are out playing. And don't get me wrong, I have no issue with them. They do things like play football, and there's a wall probably about 20 metres that way, and they use that as a backstop. And they play football against it. Oh my, just stop them.
They're probably running along the alleyway, and then that's probably what you heard.
So we got that there, and because basically got back late today, and I've you see these two bags haven't been unpacked yet. The smaller bag got unpacked. Some of the stuff got put back up there. I've got the lavus are hanging, the tarps are hanging.
Your wife's having too much cider and she'd be hanging.
So pumping water from streams. It's a difficult one, that. So to take water from a water source in the UK is illegal. Okay, it's frowned upon. That water, no matter where it is in the UK, it is the responsibility of the Environment Authority. Okay, and if you remove water from it, it's classed as theft, damage, and all that. And then that law was actually brought about quite sensibly to stop companies and people
just pouncing on it, isn't it?
Just literally taking thousands and thousands and thousands of litres from small sources, storing the water. You can get a licence to do it. If you're a farmer and you've got a river flowing through, stream flowing through, whatever, you can get a licence. You can get a licence and go to the Environment Authority, and if you can show a case that by building a pond with an on-flow, so basically your stream flows in, spreads out, fills your pond, maintains its flow, and that's the important thing, out. Okay, so you just literally create a big bubble in the centre, and you can show justifiable cause, reason that it's going to be a benefit to the environment, the wildlife, the habitat. You can get a permit for it then. But again, it's all permitted. So rather than just saying it's your land, it's your river, do what you want, and having somebody build a dam.
If you make it so that wildlife comes in, you're giving yourself a source of protein with the rabbits and the deer.
And that's an obvious benefit. I mean, one of the things I would do if I had my own woodland, I wouldn't be worried by things like the wild boar, which we've got all over Hampshire now, and we've even got them into the Surrey Hills there where we were. I wouldn't be worried by the deer. I wouldn't be worried by the pigeons. I wouldn't be worried by the wildlife, because I would, in all honesty, go back to doing what I was doing before, manage my wildlife, and I would be looking at it and going, right, okie doke. So one large buck is going to put the protein in the freezer for the next several months. You know, if we have boar, one boar is going to provide me with my ham, my bacon, my chops.
Someone gave us a leg of wild boar from France, wasn't it? Yeah, it's beautiful. Like a bloody Tyrannosaurus Rex leg. It was huge.
And I would rather do it that way. Partly as a conservation process, a management process. Partly as a process of, if I know what almost like farming, if I know what my livestock are feeding on, eating, their health, their condition, I know they've had no antibiotics, no chemicals, no treatment, and they've had the humanest ending that I can provide, i.e. the right calibre, good shot, clean, quick, done. That's better than me going to the supermarket and finding a nice bit of steak. And as I have done before now, sitting there eating my bit of steak, going, this is a lovely bit of steak. And then there's a little thought in the back of my mind, I hope you went well, mate. I hope it was kind and you were well looked after. So, and that may be a bit of a softie, but I've got a... Matt grew up on a farm. I grew up on a farm. I've got a conscience about where it comes from, so I'd love to be able to do my own. And I would probably look at introducing plants, wildlife in there. If I had enough land, one thing I would definitely do is plant an orchard.
Yeah.
I would plant an orchard, and I would probably buy myself on a couple of ewes, probably a couple of ex-breeding ewes, just to keep the grass down.
Goats.
Right. Yeah, goats, but you'd have to fence the trees. Unless you get the Algerian climbing goats, which would just freak everybody out. Can you imagine? I don't know if any of you have seen it, and if you haven't, Google it or look it up on YouTube. Algerian tree climbing goats.
Goats in a tree.
They are the most amazing creature in the world, and you get so used to seeing birds in trees, and you come along and there's a tree and there's 20 goats all stood right on the end of the limbs. I think I'd like to have that on the front lawn near the road, just to freak out people.
Our eldest son, Chris, he loves the screaming goats, doesn't he? But yeah, the fainting goats, I couldn't do it. I'd be so upset.
I'd have to have a couple of screaming goats, and they would be on the
fainting
driveway.
Ones.
Oh, fainting goats. No, I feel guilty.
One of these days you're going to do it and he's going to have a heart attack and die.
The screaming goats I like the idea of, and I think you have those on the driveway. Yeah. That's your alarm system. Geese, another good one to keep.
Yeah.
Yeah, a couple of geese, you won't have too much problem. Turkeys, guinea fowl, it's another good one to keep. They look after themselves.
So I'll ask you later about these beavers.
Okay.
Yarp says they sound a bit like the Hampshire tree hanging beavers.
What I'll do, You entertain them for a minute. I'll dig it out and then I can show everybody why beavers. Because it's easy to demonstrate.
Your hand fastening cord, you choose the colours you want. You can have multiple colours, and to them you can add a bell. You can sew charms into them. It's completely up to you what you use for making the cord, but make it long enough so it's then go round the pair of your wrists. So it's probably about a metre long. But yeah, you can decorate it how you like. Any more questions? Just email me or message me and I'll help you. I mean, Jade, when she did hers, they chose colours to match their wedding colours, and put charms on the end of the cords and that. And well done, Yachts, for remembering to bring a spare.
The beaver.
Sorry, Willow. Hammock with you, and Mitch as well. So, yeah, like you said, it is.
Right, so.
Two is one is no. Yeah.
It's a difficult one. What is it? One tigress,
Yeah.
tigress, or so on, right? But that
looks like an angry beaver.
Okay, so. And this is no disrespect to the company because their gear is awesome. But one tigress, yeah, right? Is it one tigress, one tigress? Okay, don't know.
One tigress.
Everybody, I've heard it pronounced loads and loads of ways. But Styx pointed out that
on it, Tris,
looks like a very angry beaver.
It does.
Okay, so amongst ourselves, the giggle has become. What hammock you got? I've got an angry beaver hammock, right? Oh, look, there's an angry beaver hanging from a tree up there. Right? What tarp you got? Oh, I got angry beaver pelt, me. And so on, so on, so on.
Yes, Leslie Wilson, classic rope foot.
Awesome bit of kit. Recommend it to everybody. Right, the underquilt, and as I said to the guys that were up there, okay, can be used on its own, pretty much as a nice warm cover for crashing out blanket quilt system outside of the hammock. If you've got to crash out in the car or something like that, and you're looking for an insulated warm cover, it works a treat.
Beaver with sticks.
But yeah. So,
Yops.
yes. So as you can imagine, lots of beaver innuendos in the woods. Lots of beaver jokes, lots of hanging beavers and all the rest of it. And, you know, I'm climbing into this.
Night, Ray. Hope you're having a great holiday.
Yeah, Ray. I hope it's been a good journey for you, mate. Yeah, have a fantastic week.
You're right, Yops.
Get those images, those views, and all the rest of it. And again, I would say to everybody, if you haven't already, Roaming Ray, dive over and look him up on YouTube, show him some love. He's been supporting me right from the beginning. Okay, so yeah, yeah, it's brilliant. He's just starting out. Give him that support. Too right, Matt.
Yeah. Let's get hold of the forest beavers and say, do you make a sofa?
Yeah. Do you make a sofa?
Mm-hmm.
And one of the things I want to have a look at next, I've got to see if I can find them, and I want to look up how much they are because I'm really intrigued. And it depends on the cost. I mean, if they're exorbitant, no way. But if it's possible, I want to have a look at the Russian army hammock.
They're really hard to
hard to find. Yeah. Hard to find. I've seen mixed reviews on them. I've seen some people absolutely loathe them, and I've seen a lot of people like them. But it's an interesting bit of kit. I'm going to see if I can find one and have a look at it.
So we did get this week from Temu is they've got the individually packed cotton buds with the iodine in the centre, haven't they?
Yes, very, very good.
And they're singly packed, so you get like a strip of them.
Of 100.
Yeah, ideal for.
And it's quite funny because you got a cotton bud. Now, I've seen these in the military, and I've seen these also in civilian survival
They're
kits.
like 60p.
Yeah, so you get a cotton bud, and obviously you look at it. When you first look at it, you go, "Hang on, it's a little plastic tube filled with iodine with a cotton bud at each end." Right. One of the cotton buds has got a little brown ring round it, like marks on it. That one, if you need the iodine, you snap that one off. You actually take it off, hold it up, the iodine drops down, fills the other cotton bud with iodine, and then you can use that to dab onto a wound, an injury, whatever you've got. Absolutely brilliant bit of kit.
Yeah, we were looking. I've been looking into Lavus, and a couple of them were crafted the way they worded it, didn't they?
Mm.
They made out that it was the whole kit with the poles, and it wasn't. It was only one half of it.
Right, yeah. So if you're ordering, what you should look for. So if you're looking for something,
I found one. He goes, no, that's only half of one.
If you're looking for something you can hot temp with, what you should get is 2 of these. So in the Polish military, of the time, because it's quite old kit, one soldier got issued one of those. Okay, now that one is too short to make a shelter, but that wasn't the idea. The idea is 2 men combine these and combine 2 Lavu capes or 2 Plash Palaka capes to make one Lavu shelter. And I've done my research, and the terminology is correct. Now, as an individual, that Plash Palaka, it's a cape or a one-man shelter, which is open. Combined, gained the nickname, and it was a nickname originally in the Polish military, of Lavu. And Lavu is a Sami word, okay, and it means temporary shelter. So it became the Lavu. So what a lot of people are doing online is they're selling that and saying complete Lavu shelter.
If it comes in
Look
2
carefully
halves.
because it will be one half. That will make a one-man open-fronted shelter. If you want it as a hot tent, you want it to be fully enclosed, you actually need the 2. And if you look, you will find people actually selling it as the proper 2-piece set.
Yeah, just be careful out there. As always, they're trying to scam you.
Yeah, basically. It's people, what's happened is people have bought the sets because this is one of the difficulties for us. Anything that becomes popular, becomes fashionable, becomes interesting, shoots up in price. So you've only got to look at army surplus. 15, 20 years ago, if I wanted a 24-hour ration pack, I was looking 7 or 8 quid for a 24-hour ration pack in any army surplus store. If I wanted a smock, I was looking around a tenner. If I wanted a bag, 20 quid.
I remember the
as bushcraft, prepping, survivalism has grown, a bit more interested. These guys see it's popular and they can increase the prices. Yeah. And what's happened is some unscrupulous people have bought themselves crate loads of Lavu systems, okay, which will come 2 capes, 2 pole sets to make the complete shelter, and have gone, if I split that, I can double my money on it. And if they get back to me, oh no, mate, it's the one-man shelter is just the 1 cape, which it is. But what most of you are looking for is actually the 2 capes to make the hot tent. Yeah. Yeah, he did, Lee Michael. And again, if you're just using it as a hot tent, it is well worth extending the skirt. But the only problem with that is it also, if you wanted to use it as the cape as well, it then makes it a bit more difficult to use. You will see that system actually. No, you won't see that system used on this week's video. We didn't film it in the end, but we were having a play with it. The guys, cause I took all my kit up there. Said, anything you want to have a look at, anything you want to play with, anything you want to try out, crack it out. With the view simply of if I've got it and somebody's looking at it, and we've all done this, we look at something and go, "That's awesome! I want one of them." And then when it comes and you actually try it, you go, "You know what? I'm not impressed. It's not what I thought it was going to be." So again, whenever I do any of these wild camps, if you know I've got a piece of kit with a gasifier, Lavu, whatever, and you think to yourself, I'm interested in one of them, but I'd like to have a look at it beforehand, send me the email, let me know, and I'll bring it. And you're more than welcome to try it, even if you say, "Do you know what, I'd like to spend the night in it." Fine, there it is. Give you a hand setting it up, show you how it works. You spend the night in it. It's not a problem like that. Sharing is caring, as I was taught as an ever. Where did that come from? Cider, I think. That's Mr. Sticks to you.
Gladly that everyone who attended the camp this weekend got a one of the
right, little Cameron.
Yeah.
The scout say little Cameron. He's not little Cameron. He's a very grown up, very decent lad. And Cameron, if you're watching, thank you very much. The guys were really impressed and very grateful. Everybody got one of these that you've made for us. A bit difficult to see in that light, I know, but everybody got one of those. Okay, one of those.
It says Hampshire Outdoors Survival Bushcraft Sleep Out May 24. YouTube at Hampshire's Outdoors and Survival, and also everyone got a key ring with "But did you die? But did I die?"
No, they survived.
No, they survived.
And to my American friends, to John Kennedy, to BJ, to the Virginia Bushcrafter, as we said last week, I know you guys obviously can't get a hand. Derek, hang tough. I know you guys can't get here, but I know you would have if you could have. You would have been there. And so, yeah, you'll get one of these. We'll be sending these out in the post to you guys this week. Hopefully they'll be with you in the next week or two. And it is just a little something, whether you stick a magnet on this thing on the fridge, use it as an ice scraper, toothpick. You know,
yeah, it was really sweet of him.
It was a nice thing. And
he knew that, Cameron knew that it was happening. And obviously he knew that it wasn't a kids' camp.
Yeah, the young person
camp. And so what he did was he asked, you know, if you like, I can make you some little cards.
He wouldn't take anything for it.
No.
He would take, I kept saying to him, let me pay for them. Okay. And he was like, no. He said, you come along to my scout group, you give us talks, you support us. It's my way of saying thank you to you. Now, Cameron's very much into his bushcraft, and he thinks he needs me to show him stuff. Cameron doesn't. Cameron knows his stuff. He really does. But what I'm going to do, I said to him, what I'd do as a thank you is later in the year, probably in the school summer holidays, I'm going to set up an overnight or a weekender up there for him, his dad, and maybe a couple of his friends, and do exactly what we did here for them as a thank you to them. Minus obviously the pickle juice. And I might even, actually, if he's available and he can get down here, I might invite Sticks Ups and Yarps up to help me run that for them.
Yeah,
because it'd be nice for Sticks to be able to do some of his bushcraft, share it with the scouts.
I'm researching at the moment into having some patches made and that anyway, so hopefully we'll be able to he's a brilliant guy. You know, and this is the mindset I've got to get out of. You know, I go along talk to the scouts, and there are some young ones there, but you got guys like Cameron. He's an adult. He's a young adult. You know, so again, that's
Cameron,
if
you're watching this, I'm sorry, didn't mean to refer to you as a kid. You are definitely not a kid. All right.
Sticks was saying next time he's going to do a live for people across the pond.
Yes, we will. What we got? We were up there.
We do a virtual.
Yeah, this week was literally first attempt.
Test run.
We there was lots of bits and pieces. We had a chat and we were like working things out. How we can do this? How we can get involvement for people that can't make it, live abroad. or maybe don't have the ability to get outside, so that we can actually share it with them. And on the next one, we're going to play with that. We're going to look at seeing if we can set up a live stream from the woods with us there, so you can literally go, oh look, show me that, show me this, what you're doing, what you're having for breakfast, that sort of thing. Because the other thing we've got to look at is timeline.
Yeah.
If it's
mind you, if you're up to 2:30 in the morning.
Yeah, but this is what I was thinking, because it's a case of, if it's, I know Derek does his live at sort of 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock in the morning, and that's 8 here.
Yeah.
So we can work the timings out, but we're going to have to literally like centre it to even it out, because America covers so many sort of time zones.
Yeah.
And do it that way.
But it was, the setup looked lovely. It looked really good. I'll say I've done some photographs, so they'll put some photographs.
Yeah, and any of you guys in the States, you can never make it to the UK. You wanna come and do a few days out.
You can live in the back garden.
You give me a shout. Yeah, it's it was absolutely wonderful.
It's nice to see, because it's strange, like meeting Yarps and Ray and Sticks. It's like they're old friends. It's like it's not like meeting someone new that you didn't know. It's
that's the other thing with the live, though, isn't it, for us from a channel point of view? So when I just had the channel, you recognise people by the subscription and comments, but you didn't really interact. Right? You did your video and they went, nice video, Mick, like that, and all the rest of it. And you went, oh, he sounds like a nice guy. Thank you very much, mate. Appreciate it. Have a great day wherever you are. With the live, we interact, and you guys out there that I've not met know me. You see me.
Yeah, you know that Caroline was thrown out of a church.
Yeah, and you know Caroline, but I don't know you. Other than what we get off that, and having the live gives me, I'm not saying tells me what your personality's like, but it gives me an indication of who you are, how you think, because we laugh, we joke, we tell stories, and it gives me, I can recognise the personality in that. So when we meet, it's a little bit easier. But me and Sticks are talking about this. This is one of the strange things, is that you're doing YouTube, and somebody you have never met before in your life walks up and goes, all right, mate, how's the missus and dogs? And you're like, who are you? Or they go, I love your missus. And you're like, oh. Or they just start chatting to you, and you're like, Mick, I'm lovely to, I know I am, honoured, lovely to meet you. And it's always a relief when they go, oh yeah, I'll follow your channel. Yeah, all right, thanks, we appreciate it.
Katrina, what happened with me is we went to my sister's kids' christening, and I was larking about with Christopher, and we started giggling, and he knocked the Bible onto the floor, and ended up with me and him having to vacate the church.
Right, so 2 sons, Chris and Dan. So me and Dan, Kaz and Chris. Kaz and Chris are the sort of people that do that.
I mean, Dan used to as well, but he was outside of you.
Yeah, he was outside of me. And they were messing about. This book goes bang on the floor, and when it hit the floor,
imagine the Bibles when
old
you
English
kneel
church, down. Boom! Poor old vicar nearly launched the kid across the bloody font. Everybody that was stood around the font went like that. And Kaz just started laughing. She did. She actually went,
yeah, like I do,
and erupted into laughter. Chris erupted into laughter, and it was pretty much the vicar going, this is a serious ceremony, I would ask you to leave. And it's me and Dan sitting there going, nothing to do with us.
You're right, Sticks. It's a family, isn't always blood.
Yeah.
Community, yeah.
Yeah, and it is community.
I look forward to seeing you all every week as much as I do my family. It's Yeah,
and again, the help and support not just in the guys that are there, not just my power steering pump went out. Power steering guys are sitting there going, right, Mick, I'm not from around here. Where do I get power steering fluid? I'll jump in my car, I'll drive off and get power steering fluid and all the rest of it, which I really appreciated from the bottom of my heart. But I know I've got a support structure around me where in that area, like Gareth and people like that, and where I can go, mate, need help. Yeah. But just to have somebody that you've literally met for the first time in your woods, going, mate, not a problem, got that. Okay. And all you guys that made donations, thank you very much. All right. Gareth and the guys were very appreciative. Very appreciative. And they said, really didn't have to, but thank you. It was really, really, really.
Yeah, Timmy, I was saying to, I was actually saying, me and Ray were talking, and we were saying, birds of a feather flock together, and it is true.
Yeah, personalities people of the together. Yeah, it's a bond. I mean, and again, we're all spread out around the world. That I'd love to think that by having this community, you'll also get to know people around you, right?
We're there for each other.
Yeah, one day you'll be able to look on there and go, yeah, I'm in so and so. Well, I'm in so and so, and then you create a friendship and a bond there. But because you're part of the community, you both understand what it's about.
It's like
and if anything ever went wrong, you then have somebody that you know is going to got your back, dude.
Yeah, we've met a few now. We've Ian Hillier. We've met him and his wife.
Yeah.
And Sticks, Yarps, Kiwi and his daughter, and that it's nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly right, Timmy. That is brilliantly put. You couldn't have put that better. It's a tribal instinct. We all come from the same ancient family.
As Sticks says.
Brilliant.
Be honest to your vibe, and you will find your tribe. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah. Absolutely spot on. Absolutely spot on.
We all have something a little bit broken. We're all suffering from anxiety, PTSD, depression, just lonely, just a need of finding something, and it brings us all together.
It's support, and there are people. As I said in the past, one of the nicest comments I ever got was right back in the beginning, starting my channel, when I really didn't know what I was doing, and I still don't particularly know what I was doing, but I was very naive at the time in trying to put a video together. I literally was like, just go out, do something, film it, come back, edit it, put it up. And I went out and I did a walk around the park, and it's not a good video. It is literally one of the beautiful local parks, and I'm walking around going, look, wooden carving, table, grass, tree, like that. And I did that video, and it was about 35 minutes. It was way too long. It was too waffly. It was literally just somebody walking along looking at grass and stuff. And a person commented, and they said, thank you so very much. I'm a disabled person stuck in a flat in an inner city. I haven't been able to leave this flat, this building, in years. And I grew up in the countryside, and today I was able to revisit it. All right? That, I sat here reading that and welled up, and I was like, blimey, I've done something that made, for once, positive, but an impact to somebody. And that, again, was an impetus and an encouragement to go, like, keep doing it, learn, do it, right? I don't always strive for the spectacular. I'm not doing an LPOP in a combat zone and surviving a raging brush fire whilst being napalmed by squirrels in zeros that are really angry at me. No, I'm just doing what I love to do and sharing it. Okay, and if along the way I can do things like, and I was chatting to the guys about the woods, they and I won't do it on the channel. If you ever come along to to a camp and you want to know more, you can ask me. But explain to them about hypothermia training and things like that, and exposure training, which I've done and I've experienced. And once you experience these things like hypothermia and exposure, you know how dangerous they are how it will impact you and how you've got to protect yourself from it. So I would like to include that in my videos because it might save somebody's life. It might help somebody that finds himself in a dire situation. Um, and might help somebody protect themselves from getting into that situation, which again is another thing I try and do with my channel, share my knowledge. But that's the same thing with all these guys, you know. Um, everybody that came, it's so many different fields, so much different knowledge, so many different methods.
Oh,
It was brilliant.
It's a sweet comment. Kiwi laying out sticks.
Cheers, Lee, and that's all I can be, mate. It's honest and true to myself.
And Kiwis will.
You know, I'll admit I'm a fool. Okay, those of you that come to the camp, there's a couple who like he just sings, and I do. If I'm happy and cast it, I just make random songs up, and I'm quite happy to sing them quite loudly, and because it's just a way of me being happy, and they're quite nonsense because my inspiration was Spike Milligan. Okay, I will sit there and sing things like "Bing Bang Bong" and the dog went bong because I'm just happy. But obviously, I don't do that on the videos because people would go, "That bloke is a little bit loopy." But there I am.
You're right, Chris.
As broken as anybody else.
Get out in the woods. You don't have to be with other people. You can be on your own, and you're just surrounded by nature. Nature's not going to judge you. Not going to say, "Oh God, that idiot's coming in again."
And the people around you in the community.
Exactly.
You build friends that are not going to judge you. You build friends that will, if when you need it, they will put their arms around you. You have friends that will sit there and go, "He needs peace. He needs to be left alone."
Benny wants to give you a phone call this week.
Supported.
That's okay.
Yeah, Benny, you're more than welcome to, brother. More than welcome to.
It's like BJ. You are our family.
Yeah, it is a family.
Your family is our family,
and families don't judge.
No.
Families don't judge; they accept. Okay, we're all different. We all grew up in different places. We all have different backgrounds. We all live in places where maybe through life experiences or the traditions or the way you grew up, you may think slightly different to one another. You may have very different opinions on certain subjects. But in a family, you sit there and you go, okay, he doesn't believe what I believe. Doesn't matter. I like him. We'll stay off that subject. We'll talk about things that we do share. And that way you don't have arguments.
That's sweet. Trina said that she's always felt safe and content in our company. Benny wants to call you.
Yeah.
Oh, your customer wasn't happy, Benny. Naughty Benny.
I'm sorry, Benny. I didn't cause you too much grief. Oh, sorry, dude. What you should have done is gone, "Hey, you want to chat to him? He's famous." Hello, I'll send you my autograph.
Do you realise that we're actually a week Monday we're going away, but we're coming back Saturday, so we don't miss the Sunday live.
Yeah, good words there, Lee. Good words. Yeah, it's brilliant mantra that. Treat today as if it were your last, because one day it will be. But plan for the future like you're going to live forever, because every day matters. Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. It's spot on, mate.
Oh,
Katrina, bandaging your ankle. That was, but that's a two-way gift, wasn't it?
He's just stroking your ankle.
Fondling your ankle. In my day, ladies wore skirts that covered their ankles. They had a chance to put a bandage on. Well, it was a bit creepy. I do apologise.
Yeah. She gave you that stare, did she? Paddington stare. Yeah, we're just gonna have a. We're gonna go to the Isle of Wight, and it's only 21 miles by 14 miles. The island, just off the coast of the UK, and we're going away for a bit of a break. Take Willow away to see family and that, and
pressure's
we'll
on.
take a load of photographs and that, because of really old, quaint little villages and that there.
The
And
pressure's on because I've got to try and get the car fixed, because it's literally next Monday we go.
I didn't tell your mum that the car was.
No, don't tell Mum. She'll get really upset. So we're going to do that. Go over there, have
Even that.
basically, we even planned it. My mum surprised me with it. She literally, we haven't had a holiday together in years.
Couple of years now.
Yeah.
Yeah, 3 years from COVID.
It was. I go over regularly to help my mum. Kaz comes over occasionally. We've always got to get back and things like that. And she turned around. One of her friends has got a little holiday let over there. And so my mum literally phoned me up and she went, I've booked the holiday let for a week for you. You can have this week, and this week. When are you coming?
Good night, Yarps, and it was great to see you and catch up with some sleep.
Yarps, get some rest, dude. Oh, look, I've picked up Derek's thing. Hey! So that was next week. We planned that for next week. Not a problem at all. We're looking forward to it. And of course, the power steering pump. Hopefully, it's just one of the feed pipes. I'll get under it probably tomorrow and have a look, get it up on the jack, see if I can find the pipe, isolate it, remove it. I've got my fingers crossed. Come on, universe, don't let me down. That it's just the unions come loose, and it's losing fluid through that, which means I can tighten it up as a temporary, and then order a replacement pipe, collets, and things like that to fix it properly. So yeah, that'll be what it'll be. Nice one, John. Good night, Yarps, and rest well, my brother. Yarps has been a busy man this weekend. It's funny, isn't it? So you go off to do a camp in the woods, and the idea is going to go and have a nice, restful camp in the woods.
You didn't.
You come back all exhausted that you went, and that's what they always say to anyone.
He was hanging when he come in. Yeah. His eyes were going like that on the sofa. I said, look,
any of you that come on the wild camps, right, our wild camps, I will apologise now and say to you, if you come along and you do the weekend, you are going to go home more tired than when you came.
You need a week off.
Because you're only going to be in your hammock for a short period of time. At any time through the day, feel free to go, blimey, I've got about 2 hours kip last night because we were all chatting and having a laugh and all the rest of it. I'm going back to my hammock and having a kip, because that's how it went. We were literally up most of the night having a laugh, enjoying the stars, enjoying the fresh air, having a bit of libation, nattering and waffling and just having a good time. Crashed out wee small hours, and it's a funny thing. As soon as it starts getting light, you're like, ding, awake, and on with the day. And before you know it, it is wee small hours of the following day. And if you're Sticks, who is a human robot, he seems to be able to exist on about a minute a day.
He's dreaming down there.
Yeah, amazing.
Yeah, we're taking Willow with us. He's going to come on our holes. Oh, you're coming down to Devon. First 2 weeks of July.
Oh, mate, excellent.
It's anything. It's a long old way for you, isn't it? From Scotland down to Devon.
Which part of Devon are you going to? It's a lovely county.
You got the Lorna Doone part of it. Yeah. You got Dartmoor. You got
lots of very different environments there. Some wonderful beaches. And I will say to you,
Clumpton. Yeah, I know Clumpton.
Yeah, Clumpton, excellent. So you from Clumpton, you're perfectly located for Dartmoor, Exmoor, whipping into Cornwall, seeing a bit of Cornwall. Absolute spot on location.
Yeah, Haytor. If you can't get a chance to go to Widdicombe on the moor, that is.
Moor, right. From Clumpton, you it's a good point. You can go out and explore. And don't get me wrong, if some fool says to you, "Oh, while we're down here, why don't we just visit Land's End? Why not?"
No.
Right? It's a long, 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 long way. It's like, I've the amount of times I've been down in Devon in the West Country and somebody's gone, what about do a day visit to Land's End? I go, we can do a day visit to Land's End. There's bugger all there, and they charge you a fortune to enter a car park. But if you really want to go, we'll go. But we're going to have to leave about 6, 7 o'clock in the morning. We're probably not going to be back till about 8, 9 o'clock in the evening. And they're like, really? Yeah. Cornish Road's tiny.
Devon.
Long time. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah,
if you were going to Land's End, Devon. But yeah, there's so much to see.
Ooh.
Oh, excellent, excellent.
It's nice. I like staying on a farm. We've done that several times in all over the place. It's nice. Yeah, in Scotland, we stayed on a farm for Christmas. It was our first ever Christmas away, and it was fantastic.
BJ, John, you writing these down? Guys, if you ever get over here, we'll plan it. I'll meet up with you. I will give you the guided tour. Yeah, yeah. I will take you around. I will show you the spots. Show you that, and it's a funny little thing, isn't it? It's finding the little out the way places, the places that aren't the big famous places. Find the little secret nooks and crannies. And
we used spots. To stay at St Tinny's Farm in Cornwall, and that was it had fishing lakes there, and you could either stay, either camp, or they have got static mobile homes as well.
Excuse me, get rid of that nicotine pouch.
And you go for it. Benny has got an idea for a challenge.
Yeah, sweet. Always up for a challenge, as long as it doesn't involve parachutes and heights.
I'm trying to think, because the farm we used to stay at, St Tinny's, was actually owned by an ex-policeman, wasn't it? He bought the little farm.
Yeah.
It had a few lakes, and we went back there years later, and he's got loads of lakes now, but they were having problems with otters.
Yeah, you want to run an idea past me for a challenge, Benny? That's not a problem at all. Not a problem at all. Okay, the guys are like, oh, Benny, what is this? Benny, if you want to share it on here, share it on here. Take control for a minute. Chuck it up.
Yeah,
if
you head into Cornwall for a while, if you head Bude,
cool.
Is a fantastic place, and it's just on the border of Cornwall and Devon, isn't it?
Yeah, North Devon.
Yeah,
Cornwall.
Beautiful. It's got fantastic beaches there.
Yeah, it's not. And I will say to you guys, if you want,
he's keeping it hush at the moment.
Yeah.
Okay.
South Devon, South Cornwall tends to be very touristy, right? Especially along the coast.
So we always
North
go
Devon, North Cornwall tend to be.
Yes, at Bude.
Yeah. If you go to Bude as a visitor location, it's a great holiday location, but it's family orientated. So they many years ago they had a conversation about allowing nightclubs in there, like Newquay. Newquay was literally nightclub city. It's where the 1830s go. It's where the stags go. It's where they have the hen parties and all the rest of it. It made its money out of that, and it became a big industrialised holiday town with all the flashing lights, gimmicks, and taking your money. Bude Council put a vote out to all the residents, all the people who lived in Bude, and said, do you want to swing that way and make more money for the town, or do you want to keep us as well, which is pretty much an old-fashioned holiday town? Yes, they've got the shops. Yes, they've got a little arcade.
They've got many
beaches.
They've
got all the little pubs, restaurants, and all bits as you want. Got some fantastic beaches, surfing beaches. They've got a sea-filled pool. Yeah,
and there's a natural swimming pool there. And so if the sea's rough, it's ideal for swimming in. It's fantastic. And fishing, crab fishing, brilliant.
You love your crab fishing. And she had to get that out there. She does like dangling for a crab. So
if you actually go fishing in the canal as it comes in Bude, the canal actually goes out to sea. The canal that's in Bude is famous for carp. There's carp all in there, isn't there?
Yeah, it's only short stretches.
Yeah.
And so they put it to the people, said, which way do you want to go? And the locals literally said, we want to keep it as it is. And it isn't, I would say it's an old school, 1970s, 50s, 60s, holiday locations for families.
You got
Okay? It is beautiful.
You got
that.
Black Rock Beach. That's got rock pools in lines, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's fantastic for you want to do crabbing or rock pooling. Then you got Summerlees, and then you got Crooklets Beach as well. So you literally got 4 or 5 beaches close together.
Good fish and chip shops. And one of my favourite things to do with the family when my boys were young, right? We would go down for our week's holiday. Mac used to bring his daughter, and we used to go down to the beach, and we'd that's down there. The rule is quite simple. You can have a fire on the beach, but you must take all the debris away with you. So any unburnt wood, any wood that's singed, you've got to put it out, cool it, take it away with you. Not put it in the bin, but remove it. The ash and the burning must be below the high tide mark, so that when the tide comes in, clears it, goes away. Some of that. So we would go down to the beach, build a fire, collect all the stones, build stone walls around our little bit, around the fire and that, and sit there as a couple of families in the late afternoon. As soon as it started to the sun sort of got literally a hand above an hour from, I would dive off, usually with Matt, straight to the chippy with the order, fish, chips, whatever anybody wanted, back, and it would all sit there with a fire going and watch the sun go down over the Atlantic.
Yeah, Kitten,
absolutely stunning.
The main road that goes from Devon to Cornwall that goes through Bude is the Atlantic Highway. So A39. That's A39. So there should be no problem for your motorhome. It's not little tiny.
No, it's a good road. It's a good road. Honestly, mate, you won't have an issue on the A39, and that is the main Atlantic Highway. It comes literally off the M5 at Tiverton, and it runs right across North Devon, down through North Devon, follows the coast all the way down through Cornwall, comes all the way down, and then joins the A30 down the other side of Newquay. You could then get onto the A30 and follow that all the way down to. You'll find it quite funny
because the other side of Bude is where Rail Tor is, and the Cat's Hole, which are the two highest points in Cornwall.
Bramwilly.
Yeah, Bramwilly, sorry. And there's an actual village there called Splat.
Yeah. And for those of you who are giggling, yes, I do apologise. The Cornish have got a sense of humour. So if you're ever walking on Bodmin Moor and you're heading from the east side to the west side to visit the highest tors, you are going to walk around or over the Cat's Hole and up Bramwilly.
Yeah.
Okay. Don't ask me how they got their names. They just did. But then when you travel around Cornwall, some of the names you see have always amused me. Long John.
Right, I never know all that side.
Yeah. It just, where do these names come from in history?
Yeah, Bramwilly.
Night, Lisa. Take care, my love. Take it easy. Be good. Look after yourself. Have a great week. Be awesome. Because you are.
Yes. I'm not owning any more of that.
Yeah. Sticks, you've got my wife all unnecessary. Hey.
I'm feeling it, Summit.
I tell you, you'll feel it in the morning. Make sure you've got a pint of water next to the bed and a couple of paracetamol.
Oh, yeah, Bramwilly and the Fan in Wales. Oh, blimey. Yeah, Cheese Ring and the Hurlers.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
There is actually as is Michael Mitchell. There is actually a place in Cornwall called Mitchell, isn't there?
The only village in UK that has my family name. It's just off the A30. Tiny little village with a blacksmith, funny enough. And it was quite nice for me to stand outside this place, Mitchell's Blacksmiths in Mitchell. And it's got Mitchell's quite a common UK name. Got quite a few famous and infamous Mitchells in history.
It's some funny old names, isn't it? Because if you go more down towards Land's End, we found Car Fury and Ding Dong. Yeah, they're actual places.
Yeah, I know. I would love to live in the village of Ding Dong.
Yeah.
Because it's just, Ding Dong.
What's wrong with you tonight? I've got Car Fury.
Car Fury. The thing is, if you lived in Car Fury, you would have to have a Mad Max style V8 monster, wouldn't you?
Yeah, or a big truck.
Yeah.
Yeah, all the. Yeah.
That sticks as a bad influence. I'd find yourself some new friends if I was you, mate. Well, when Stick said to me, in all honesty, and I will be honest about this, when Stick said to me, I'm going to bring some homemade cider, and I went, oh, I love a cider. And he said, yeah, it's made from apples and Vimto. And I sort of went, eh? And he went, yeah, it's apples and Vimto. And I just sort of went, not so sure
It's so
that.
nice.
I'll tell you what, and I will, let me say this to you, Chris. It is one of the most pleasant, lightly fizzy ciders I've ever drunk. I would actually say, personally, and I'm not a big drinker or an expert anyway, it's like a fine, sweet rosé wine.
Yeah. Reminds me of the Perry.
Yeah.
Perry.
It's refreshing. It's easy to drink. That's its downfall. It's easy to drink. It's one of those you go, whoa. Oh. But it absolutely, God knows, I'm not even halfway there. And I had help getting that far. Blimey. Yeah. It's, it's a wallop.
Yeah, it's sneaky.
Yeah.
Sneaks up on you.
And Sticks has done a video on making this stuff. So if any of you are interested, he's got a video loaded up on his channel on how to make this stuff. And I would say to you, once that's done, I'm going to use that bucket and I'm going to have a go.
You might want his bucket back.
He's not having it back. It's my bucket now. He knows the rule in the woods. Once your hand's on it, it's yours.
2 weeks. 1 week, Timmy. 1.
Pratt sap. She does. I think I made me laugh. He goes, okay, what do you call it? Pratt sap. Okay, go with that.
It never lasts 4 months.
No, it won't last 4 months. No, definitely not. I got my son Chris, who's a real cider nut. He loves his cider
My
as
sister
well.
likes cider too.
So he's going to want a drop of that. Right? I wouldn't be surprised, Chris. You know the black jerry cans. I wouldn't be surprised if my son comes around and goes, "Oh, I just fill up a bottle, disappears with a black jerry can."
Apple juice.
Yeah, he did it with apple juice. Kitten Killer. He did it with apple juice on his video. He literally does a video. And I will say, I've had a lot of homemade cider over the years, and invariably
Usually
when people say to me they've made their own cider, I sort of go, because quite often it comes out more like vinegar, or it's that.
It's going to melt your face off.
Right, in the West Country, we have various types of cider.
Crooked cock.
We have what you call rough cider. And rough cider is made very quickly, very simply. It's normally very tart, very dry, very cloudy. Occasionally has lumps in it.
When you're spilling on the table, you end up with a hole in the table.
Yeah.
It's like
we'll knock your socks off, melt horseshoes, and for days afterwards, you will feel like somebody's beating you inside of your head with a baseball bat.
Stealth, if you do it, please do not have anything to do with that axe.
Yeah.
Just for us.
You have your generic ciders, the sort of thing you buy in the shop and that. Very nice, very refreshing, mass produced. Yeah, they do the job. And then you get the craft ciders. And I will say to you, Sticks, that's a craft cider. You could open a brewery, you could sell that, people would buy it. Not so much we call it Pratt sap.
Good evening, TJ.
And it's bloody lovely, especially Sticks will, if you get hold of Sticks, he'll tell you how to tone the sweetness down if you don't like sweet cider. But I like a sweet cider.
TJ's online. Just come in.
TJ, how you doing, mate? Yeah, oh, mate, the camp went absolutely brilliantly. I'm not going to go over it all again because I literally...
You need to put that axe well away in the shed and forget that one.
I enthused for the first hour. Okay, so people are probably going to be a bit sick about it. Well,
TJ,
that's the cider that Sticks made. Okay, and I'm just explaining that I was actually blown away because I've had so many homemade ciders and that over the years, and that stuff absolutely. I kid you not, you could have a dinner party, a good posh dinner party, chill that, put it into glasses. People would sit there thinking that
I will try it with ice, but not now because I've had enough of it.
It is absolutely stunning. And he was explaining to me, if you find it a bit sweet, you can use a bit of tonic water to take the sweetness down and things like that. And I was like, blimey, this guy really knows his stuff. But it is good falling down water.
I'm not having any more. Well, I've had 3. Ouch.
I'm just going to have a little drop more. I'm not going to have much more.
So you don't still. Look, Sticks, he's...
Yeah, so I will say, cheers, stuff. Sticks, sorry. Right, now I will apologise. I am very slightly happy. Because obviously, with the camp, knowing I was driving, didn't drink at all today. Had a drink last night. Had a drink night before because we're in the woods. No, I'm not driving. Gave myself plenty of time. We didn't come out of the woods, me and Sticks, till 12 o'clock today, and I probably stopped drinking about 9 o'clock last night. So again, I promote being sensible about it. I've got home today, and no, I'm not.
Yeah, probably would,
tomorrow,
Mac.
And
Mac was saying it could have sold it in the pub. So it would be banned.
I mean, right, okay. So Mac's not a cider fan. He's not a drinking man. But even he tried it and went, that is nice. You know, it was, it's very, very pleasant.
Yeah, I mean, very good, Mac. I've only had 3.
Yeah, 3 pints. I'm going to be getting up late tomorrow. I know that.
It don't bother me with the toilets. Trips don't.
And I know Mac enjoyed himself last night. Mac, hopefully Rob enjoyed himself as well.
It's nice to meet him.
He looked like it and enjoyed meeting him. Yeah, loved having him on the community.
It was Mac.
Yeah, nice guy. And is that kit right? I might get Mac to bring Rob up the woods because again, I might for a video one day. I might like to do like hammock comparisons because I got one Tigris set up and he had gotta get this right. I think it was a DD setup, and it was absolutely astounding. The camouflage pattern on the tarp and the hammock was amazing. The quality of the hammock, the setup of the hammock, absolutely brilliant. It was fantastic. So I'd like to do a video on that. Mac's a military man or an ex-military man. He uses the jungle hammock system by Snugpack. Absolutely awesome bit of kit. So again, it'd be nice to set up all 3 and do a comparison of all 3. Again, just to get information out to you guys. So if you're looking to maybe start hammock camping, you can do. Even to the point where we've got one of the cheap Amazon variants, which Mac's used before. And he'll tell you, you know what? It's a cheapie, but it does the job. You know, it's again, you know, you budget for what you can afford. And if you don't have much of a budget,
an age where being on the ground is
well, that's it's not comfy. If you had said to me 20 years ago hammock camping, I'd have gone, nah, no way, no how. One of the things I've learned as I got older is I tried. I went from literally no mattress, military mattress, you know, the old roll mat, inflatable mattresses. Now, I'm not saying inflatable mattresses, ground camping, tent camping's wrong. It's because it works. It's good. My only personal experience of frustration with it is this. One, I put my inflatable mattress up. I put my sleeping bag on the mattress.
Angry Beaver
I
side.
get into my sleeping bag and all is comfortable. I go to sleep. It's wonderful. I wake up in the morning and my inflatable air mattress is the other side of the tent and I'm laying on the ground. And I'm in pain because I'm older and a bit stiff and ache and all the rest of it. So somebody then said to me, well, put the inflatable mattress inside the sleeping bag. Duh. Without realising, I am a chunky fellow. I'm broad-shouldered, got a little bit round the middle. I'm not a racing snake. So by the time I've put the inflatable mattress into the sleeping bag and I've got into the sleeping bag myself, zipping it up is like trying to put on a pair of Levi 501 stretch jeans. Okay, awesome. It's on. My back is comfortable. I'm in this thing like that. It's a little bit oppressive, but I'm warm, I'm comfortable, I'm safe. Then I wake up in the morning and I've rolled over and I'm upside down. So what's actually happened? I'm now again laying on the ground. My arse is in the air with an inflatable mattress strapped to it, right? Like some sort of inflatable tortoise. At which point I went, I'm going to try a hammock many years ago. I saw this, I'm going to try a hammock. And I tried a hammock. And initially when I tried the hammock, as everybody that tries a hammock for the first time goes, they'll wake up in the morning and go, blimey, I'm not so sure about this, you know. It sort of hugs you and your feet are slightly raised and there's a little bit of movement in the night every time you move. Getting in and out can be a little bit twitchy, I'll admit, but you soon get. And I always say to them now, keep going with it, especially if you're not used to sleeping on your back. Your body will adapt.
You will slide, but you'll get used to that.
Your body gets used to it. Your body gets used to being in there. But the bonus with it is...
But did you die sliding?
You'll wake up in the morning. No, I didn't die. You wake up in the morning and you don't have those aches. You're not on hard ground. You're not on... The tree roots not poking you in the ribs. And better than anything else, you don't gain that third eyebrow. Because one of the downsides with sleeping on the ground is more than once I've woken up to find, whilst walking around, people go, you've got an extra eyebrow, which usually turns out to be a slug that is halfway across my forehead, hanging on for grim death, going, the rock's moving. So,
yeah. TJ, those
way to go.
The DD tarps are great, but Benny, what is that one that you got? Because that was really, that had the thermal line, didn't it?
Which one's that?
The tarp he had with the
Benny, yes,
yeah.
Benny.
What one was that, Benny?
Benny picked up a budget tarp, Unigear.
That's it, yeah.
Unigear. Now,
write it down.
Yeah, dive over to Benny's channel and have a look at it. Unigear tarp, right? It's actually got a thermal lining, a reflective lining on the inside. It's an amazing piece of kit.
Take it easy, lovey.
And I can't remember. I think Benny said.
Thanks, Benny.
It was Unigear 3x3, right? And I think Benny said it was sub 20 quid.
Yeah.
Right.
It's really
absolutely brilliant.
Yeah.
And again, for anybody on a budget starting out, yeah, go there. Don't.
Katrina's going.
Katrina, good night, my darling. Sleep well. Right. Give the other half hell. Have a great one. Stay safe. Give him my regards. Take it easy. Oh, there you go, Benny. $17.99 for a tarp that's reflective lined.
Yeah.
That's.
And it had the little tabs on it as well, which is.
Yeah, absolutely.
You don't have to worry about this crocodile.
But not being funny. How much is one of those cheap plastic sheets that you can buy from the garden centre and that?
Yeah, bloody that's like more expensive than that.
Yeah, so and the gear, some of these companies, you know, you might not have ever heard of them, but some of them are actually doing well.
So you don't have to have big brands, because there's some of the smaller companies that are doing just as good as stuff.
Well,
are more pocket friendly.
If you're coverting, and you're really coverting, you've got a thermal reflective lining on the inside, right? that is going to massively reduce your IR signature. Right? So police helicopter might not be looking for you. They might be looking for somebody in that area. And if they're flying over the woodland you're in a normal top, you're going to give off your heat signature. With that system, I should think the heat signature is either going to be non-existent or extremely reduced. Okay, so there's a bonus.
That's it, but that's like the whole idea is to like spread.
Yeah, spread knowledge.
You know, where you get these things from, and you give somebody who's got a chance to say, you know, I really can't afford a DD top, but they could afford that one, and this is good.
Yeah. So yeah, and that's the beauty of this sort of thing. It is sharing that sort of information. Excellent, TJ. So, you make your own.
You know, Vaz wax.
Yeah, making your Vaz wax and checking your jerky. Jerky can't go wrong with a bit of beef jerky.
It's been 2 hours.
Interesting how jerky's used for so many old cultures, including one of my favourites is reading up on the Mongolian culture, and how they would make jerky from horse and from mutton, and they would dry it and that.
Bodrum.
Yeah, and one of the things they would do to soften the jerky, they would mix the jerky with mutton fat, grains, whatever flavourings they had, and then they would put it into a bag and they would put it under the saddle of the horse all day long. And what that would do, that heat and the movement of the horse and the saddle would soften the jerky into a paste, so that when it comes to the evening meal, or if they needed to keep moving, they could literally just.
That was a gift from Yarps, wasn't it?
Yeah, Yarps got there. Yarps, that's right. So, and I'm not ashamed to admit it. Bodrill fires. Yeah. Saint Holy Ray Mears and his bloody Bodrill fire. Right, so, and I will say this to people, and I don't mean it disrespect, and I don't wish to ridicule anybody, and I'm not being horrible, but I'm a survivalist, and I'm a practical survivalist with quite a bit of experience.
It takes a lot of energy to do that.
Bodrill fires. Now, as we were discussing this weekend, there was a member there with us who has spent a lot of time in Africa. And in Africa, a Bodrill fire is your go-to fire. The materials are dry. The materials will ignite quickly. In the northern hemisphere, you need good conditions, low humidity, the dry wood to Bodrill fire. Now, I'm not saying that ancient Britons or ancient peoples didn't use it. They did.
Oh, but
the materials that were used to make that Bodrill fire were treated with a great deal of respect. They were kept dry. They were looked after and treasured because that was your fire. However, you also have to remember one of the things we've always had in the Northern Hemisphere is access to flint, okay, or church if you're in the US and so on. But you've always had access to a stone when struck against another stone, or as we developed iron skills or found iron stone and that, you strike it against it, it makes sparks. And we learned very quickly by charring cloth and materials, wood, punk, whatever, that was a more efficient system,
like
took less energy and was more guaranteed. Again, you've got to protect it and look after it. And the flint and steel was the primary system for lighting fire for centuries. Okay. However, if you went somewhere that was warm, dry, if you were in Australia, you're in Africa, places like that, it is the Bodrill. Now, Ray Mears, bless him, great guy. I've got a lot of respect for him. Not as good as Lofty Wiseman, but I've got a lot of respect for him. Showed techniques and pretty much premiered techniques on his TV series. Knowing one of the trickiest to manage is the Bodrill, he made a point of doing Bodrill fires quite regularly, which is great for TV because people go out and try it and go, blimey, this is really hard work. The technique's got to be perfect. It's got to be right. This is difficult. Ray Mears must be absolutely brilliant. Okay. But with practice, you can master it. Now, I've done bow drill fires plenty of times. I've prepared the equipment, had the equipment made to fire. I have probably a mental twitch to it that every time I try and film it, it goes wrong. And I get more and more frustrated. And I always come back to something that I was taught very early on in my survival career, which is this. If any technique that you use, any technique that you're using, you must first in a survival situation equate. Is it worth the calories expended for the effect you're going to get? Is it worth spending the time looking around, gathering the materials, taking the bootlace out of your boot, prepping it all up to make a bow drill fire? Yes, it is. If you're in an environment where you have no other choice or you have the right environment. If not, you're going to look for something more practical. Or, as we teach in the survival world and the prepping world, be equipped. And people often, when I've trained them in the past, have been quite upset when I go in to do, I always start with fire. And I sit there and I start with flint and steel, go from flint to steel, work my way up, go through all the various methods, ferro rods, and all the rest of it. And then I finish off the whole instruction with a cigarette lighter and say to them, that is the one piece of kit you want to carry, and then possibly back it up with my second go-to, which is a ferrocerium rod.
True.
Because you always get the spot. So it's about being prepared. And if you are going to go places where you're liable to get into a survival situation, it's usually because you are a survivalist or you're a wild camper or you're an explorer. You're going to equip yourself with the tools and equipment to be your backups, to be your systems and your modes. Okay? But if you were unfortunate enough to find yourself on that island looking at a football called Wilson,
Wilson!
Yeah, you may well have to go to a bow drill fire. But I would probably look round, bash stones together for a few days to see if I could get a spark first.
Max and then put a lighter in every pocket.
Yeah, put a lighter in every pocket. I've got people sometimes laugh when they turn around to me and go, "Mate, have you got a lighter?" And I can go, "Yeah,
I don't smoke, but I've got a lighter in my go bag."
Every glove pocket, every door panel pocket, every centre console pocket in my car has got a cigarette lighter in it. And again, the reason being so many cigarette lighters is I use them all the time. And how many times, any of you that got a lighter, how many times have you gone, "Oh, it's that gas," right? Now, yes, you can then strip it, you can play with the flint, you can use it to make fire, or you can reach into another pocket and light a fire. Because in a survival situation, the rule that I always teach, and it's essential, and Ray Mears will back me up on this, Bear Grylls will back me up on this, Dave Canterbury will back me up on this, Lofty Wiseman will back me up on this. Art of survival is the minimum amount of effort for the maximum amount of effect. It's be lazy. If you are dehydrating, you stay still. If you're preserving energy, calories, keep as still as you can. If you want to light a fire, the quickest, easiest method to light the fire that you can possibly use. Save those calories. You're going to need them to survive. The hardest thing for you to find is probably going to be water and food. Water, possibly easier than food. But food is going to be your lowest priority. You need those calories. So you use the minimum possible. Yeah.
2 hours and 10 minutes.
2 hours and 10 minutes.
Yeah.
Well, it's been a great evening. I am slightly. I'm sorry if I started getting a bit preachy there because I've had a drink and I'm sort of getting on the roll. It's all. Yeah. I blame Sticks. Yeah, it's all his fault. Yeah. Guys, though, give you 5 minutes to say your good nights and we'll wind it up there. Right. So just to finish off the wild camp, all you guys that came, fucking great, wasn't it? Those guys that you couldn't make it or were unable to get here, we missed you. We would have loved to have had you there. Maybe next time if you can make it or if you can get here. And for those guys that are in other countries.
Yeah, those protein bars are. I'll put the link up in on the page for them.
We missed you. We'd love to have had you here. It was awesome, fantastic. I feel energised. I was having a bit of a low ebb, and the week's building up. It was just one thing after the other, kept slapping me in the face. And it was quite funny.
I had Marmite on toast tonight.
Just bounced back. Yeah. Marmite and toast Caroline tonight. I'm probably going to have cheese on toast. Yeah. Fancy a bit of cheese on toast. So, yeah, it was awesome. It was great, refreshing. Hopefully you guys got the same thing out of it. It was not necessarily physical. We're all exhausted. We're all knackered. And those of you who've got to get up for work tomorrow, I'm so sorry. Okay? But mentally, reset. Yeah? And so those of you that can't make it, get yourself outside. Go with friends. Go with family. Or if you like to be alone, go alone. But get out. Have an adventure, even if it's just one night or an afternoon or whatever.
I always take like 900 ml water bottle to bed.
Yeah. Anyway. Get out there, enjoy it. Give yourself that reset. Reward yourself. It's one of the few things in life that is minimum expense.
Hello and goodbye, Mary.
And it's such a good reward. Mary, hiya.
No, he's not.
I'm sorry, Mary. We're just winding up. Oh, sweetheart. Yeah.
But all have a good week, and I will put a link up for where I got the protein bars and the trail mix.
Benny, as you know, it's like being an ex. You were what you did, and all the rest of it. I've got to cut it. Now,
sending love to you and your family,
otherwise
BJ.
It won't be long, and I will be stood on the table there doing the dance of the flaming arseholes. Oh yeah. So I'll let you guys all have a bit of a chat there. I'm just going to sit back here and waffle, sing, talk to myself, mumble. Stealth, take it easy, mate. Have a great week. I hope that leg of yours gets better soon. And that axe, I've got an idea there. What you may need to do,
bury it.
you may need to just like punish it.
Put a cord on it to your wrist. Even no. I would go out and find an ancient lake or river and hoil it in,
and I would offer it to the old gods, and then I'd go and get myself a new one or a replacement. Use it as an offering, pass it on, and in 2,000 years' time, an archaeologist in a dry riverbed in Wales is going to go,
take care, Benny, and we'll speak to you in the week.
Benny, speak to you in the week, mate.
Good night, all. Have a good week.
No night, Martin. Yeah, we will catch up. We will go and have another. Well,
it's not your axe. We'll tell him to bury it.
Yeah, revisit some of the things.
Night all, and thanks for joining us.
I do apologise. I'm slightly inebriated. Right, guys, that's it. I'm winding up here. I'm going to go sort myself out. Have an awesome week. Have your adventures. Get outside. Refresh yourself. Have fun. Miss and love you all. To those of you guys that are there, thank you very much. Have your adventures. Have fun. Be safe. Be good. Love those you do. Forgive those you don't. And as always,
see you next week.
Peace and light on you all. Until later.
Yeah, I'm getting water, right?
Nicky out. All right, all.